It's going to be our first one. Obviously, they've had a lot of big reunions here over the years. We're excited about having our first one. We're going to make it. It's a 2-day event where they'll be able to come watch practices. They'll be able to. We're going to have a team dinner with them, and they'll obviously be at the game, and then we'll have post game fun with them tomorrow night. So we're excited about it.
What importance is it to keep alumni involved?
Yeah, well, I mean, they are who made this program what it is, and it's extra special for us to be able to engage with them and have time to spend with them and for them to share their stories. I think that's hugely important that they get to share their stories of what it meant to them to be a Lady Raider and to help influence this next generation who's now playing.
For you go on the road and maybe you don't have the best performance that you wanted against Kansas, but then you go on the road and you have great performance against Baylor, Colton's keep the single digits, one of the more competitive games they've been battle game. What changed? This is kind of what I think a lot of people.
Well, I think we have the Oklahoma game in between there, and we changed lineups. I think that helped a little bit. We have a little bit more scoring on the floor. And I think the momentum from the Oklahoma game we took into Baylor. Baylor is very talented. We have great respect for them, certainly. But I was really proud of how we fought there. We were able to hit 12 threes. But I think just having more scoring on the floor has really helped us, people that can knock down outside shots.
Once you saw a couple minutes going, did you feel the confidence kind of rising? Because it seemed every time they got back up by maybe 8 or 10, all of a sudden you look away and you look back and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, without question. And, at the fourth quarter, she put her starters back in. I think that was obviously credit to our team and what we were doing. And the fact that she was forced to put them back in late in the fourth quarter, again, was credit to how we were just hanging around the whole time. And when you play number 2 in the nation, you hope to have a chance. And, we put ourselves in a position to have a chance in the fourth quarter.
You mentioned Oklahoma. You beat one Oklahoma school here already. How do you beat another level?
Yeah, two very different looking teams. This Oklahoma State team is obviously led by Vivian Gray, who's just an amazing scorer, one of the purest jump shooters you'll see. And then you have the inside presence, we're not sure if they're going to play or not. They've been out with injuries, but Natasha Mack has been averaging a double-double for them. But you see a very defensive-oriented team. They're going to get up and deny and help the helper as well as anybody in our conference. They're leading the conference, or tops in the conference, top 3 in the conference in defensive stops. But one of the things we want to take advantage of is rebounding. That's a category that they're not as good in, and they're actually last in defensive rebounding. So that's something that we want to try to take advantage of.
You obviously have a big one over Oklahoma, keeping competitive with Baylor. What's the key in getting that consistency that I think you talked about this season?
Yes, I think, when you're rebuilding, consistency is one of the biggest challenges, and we've seen it for 2 games. Unfortunately, we went into that bye. We didn't really want to go into a bye because we were feeling pretty good and rolling a little bit, but the break, I think, will help us. But the consistency piece is just understanding as you're rebuilding. You don't necessarily always have upperclassmen leadership and things like that, so they're kind of learning as they go. And when they can have some success, like the Oklahoma game, I think it encourages them to help sustain that going into the next game and build from it.
Coach, I'm interested from the perspective of a coach who maybe is going up against a team where you don't know, hey, will this person play, really not. Does it change strategies at all if she is or isn't it? You guys kind of
Yeah.
go forward regardless.
Yeah, I mean, we prepare as though those people are going to play. If they don't, then we're going to do what we're going to do. It's just against a backup player. So I think for us, we just prepare as though that person's going to be out there.
So team's identities don't really change regardless of whether or not they have a point, right?
Not in terms of our approach for them, no.
Did you see a difference in practice this past week coming off the Baylor performance that pleased you?
Yes, well, we were able to take a couple days off, and we got back after it on Wednesday, and I think the energy in the gym you could feel it. I think there's a different level of excitement in what could be and the opportunity that exists here at home.
So maybe the team grew up a little bit with that Baylor performance?
Yeah, I think, it's to be determined. Again, because we're rebuilding. You don't know how they're going to respond always night to night. But I do think that, we have had 2 good games. We're looking to get a 3rd game here tomorrow.
Coach, I'm doing a feature story on Lexi, kind of taking a step back from this game. But yesterday when I talked to her, she talked about just the excitement that you had when you were getting her to come here and what this program is, what it is today. Can you just go back to what you said to get her to come here, what your message was to her to come shape this program where it is now?
Yeah, for us was Lexi's an in-state, highly recruited prospect, and for her to come back to her home state, we felt was a big selling point, and then also to come to a program that is on the rise. It's not the same old, same old. It's something that's up and coming, and she really was intrigued by that and being able to help lead that. I think that's really important to state is the important part that she could play in that, not only on the floor but also in recruiting.
And then we've seen her a little bit this year, but what specifically drew you to her from a basketball perspective to help this team?
Yeah, I think a lot of things. Her ability to score jumps out at you, but also her ability to read and her basketball IQ are things that we like.
And beyond that, she's a tremendous leader.
Mhm.
In that time win, she's the first person that's screaming for her teammates and walking on the bench. How important is that to have from somebody who's not only really effective scoring the basketball, but she's smart, she's a good decision maker, to have somebody who's just a good person and a great team?
Well, she's won at every level. That's another attraction to your question. Is she's a winner, and she's very competitive. And our team needed that. They needed a peer that they could play off of, who has come from great success and who knows how to win, and what it takes. And she is the voice. She is our team leader right now. She is our captain, and the one that is holding other people accountable. And that's really exciting for us to have.
Yeah, I was going to say the last one. Yesterday, she also talked about how this team seems to be clicking. They seem to be communicating more. Have you seen that in practice, and especially after this bye week? Do you feel that the team is closer together and ready to go?
Yeah, I think one of the big things about this group is they like each other, and that's always big for any coach. Is when you have a group of young ladies that get together and hang out off the court and they get along. That makes our jobs easier. But I think it's a fun-loving group that really cares about each other, and I think that's a big part of it.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
For me, can I
Yes.
just ask one more? I'm sorry. I
Mhm.
just wanted to get your perspective on kind of just the tragedy this week moving forward. You heard from Naila and talk about the influence that Kobe Bryant had not only on men's basketball but on college women's basketball and the WNBA. Just from your perspective, what was the influence that you saw him have over the last few years in this?
Yeah, I think there are different stages, but I think most recently, the part that's been most helpful is how engaged and supportive he's been of women's basketball. He's very instrumental in a lot of stuff going on in the WNBA. He's a very big college fan, or was a very big college women's basketball fan. He would regularly show up at college games, Connecticut, Oregon, those kind of places. And so I think it was just, he was relatable and to every generation, and also to the to females. And I think that's the real big thing for us in our sport, is how much he cared about our sport.
Yeah, most definitely. I think the Baylor game was a challenge for us, and how we fought to the end and just didn't give up. And just our shots, we were knocking down our shots and just being patient on offense. So I think that that's going to be a carryover to this game coming up.
Do you think you guys grew up a little bit last week and with that game?
Most definitely. You could definitely see that our fight was better in that game, and just when we got down, we kept going and we kept pushing and we kept fighting. And I think we definitely grew up in that area.
Is that the biggest thing that changed from maybe going on the road in Kansas and not getting the result you wanted versus maybe a more competitive game against Baylor than a lot of people expected?
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of people probably didn't think that we were going to be that close to Baylor, but it just shows that our effort and our fight was just there. And the Kansas game, we kind of didn't do what we were supposed to do, but I feel like we bounced back from that.
Coach said in the locker room when you guys got that overtime win here, she said the reason that you guys were able to do this is because you are a good team. So to
Right.
go on the road and to fall to Baylor by just 8 points, I mean, that was the most competitive game that any team all season has given them. How does that kind of make you guys feel now that you're here, you're getting ready to kind of go into the next part of conference play, to just kind of have maybe that validation of knowing like, hey, we really can do some of these things?
I feel like it definitely gives us confidence and just shows us that we're better than we think we are. And like I said, we just kept fighting, and I feel like we could do more than what we think we can do, and we just have to keep showing that every game.
What have you seen from Naila?
She's a sharpshooter. Every time she comes in, she's ready. She really hardly misses, and she's just a good player and a good teammate.
What makes her a good teammate? What makes her a good teammate?
She talks. She's always goofy. Every time she makes a play or someone else makes a play, she's always hype, and she just loves the game.
What will you take from that game against Baylor moving forward this Saturday?
I would say our competitive fight, just showing that every game, just showing what we can do and not settling for less, and just being ready to fight and being ready for every moment.
Already being one Oklahoma school here, what are you going to have to do to beat Baylor?
I would definitely say we have to stop Vivian Gray, and for Natasha Mack, she's a great rebounder and a great scorer, and Vivian just can get her shot off anytime and anywhere. So we just have to stop them and just be locked into the scout.
Just with kind of the tragedy of this week, obviously knowing what he did for men's basketball, but the way that he kind of helped in his retirement to like encourage young girls like his daughter to go and to play college basketball, and the way that he supported the WNBA, how did that news sort of affect you and just knowing what he's done for women's basketball and a lot of different
It was very saddening because Kobe's one of my best favorite players, and his work ethic was just not non-comparable. He works harder than anyone that I ever seen, and just his love for the game, you always see it every time he plays. And his daughter, she was just an amazing talent and just has so much in store for her. So it's just so sad to just see that, and just it's something like you never see coming.
Well, we were 11-0 in conference, so it was fun watching my team. They were doing great things, and coming off the bench, I was able to help them. But I'm just really grateful for this opportunity that I have now. Yeah.
What's the biggest difference that you feel coming off the bench as opposed to starting? I know not what you prefer, but what's the biggest difference that you feel and maybe can learn just from this experience?
Well, for me, coming off the bench, you get to see like what's going on firsthand, and you can see like, okay, what's going on here? Like, how can I make a difference when I come in? And like, okay, if like there's a lack in rebounding, for example, then I can come in and try to get as many rebounds as I can to help or something like that. So, just when you're coming off the bench, you can see what's really going on and like try to help make a difference.
Vivian Gray's obviously a talent for this state team. What are some of the things that Coach Marlin has really emphasized this week as kind of been enveloping in practice to get ready for that?
Just working as hard as we can as a team. As if we all work together, then we can get the things done that we want to get done on defense, because it starts on defense, and that's how we win. So we just got to work as hard as we can every possession.
How do you take what you did against Baylor back to this week so that you can kind of step and repeat?
We competed really hard against Baylor, and I feel like we worked together as a team. So I feel like we're moving in the right direction, and I think we all just want to keep on progressing in that direction. Just keep on competing and working hard.
And Kristen had talked a lot about that competitive fight that she felt, that all of you guys felt like you had coming out against Baylor. How would you kind of describe the mentality that you had and that your teammates had as you go into a really competitive environment like that against the top team in the NBA?
Yeah, well, like you said, they're the top team, one of the top teams. So we just knew we had to like bring our best so that we could have a chance of winning the game. But we fell short a little bit. But I think that we definitely showed some things that were how should I say this? We competed hard. We worked hard. Obviously, we weren't happy with the way it ended, but we're definitely moving in the right direction. Yeah.
It's about halfway through conference right now. How do you just see your role expanding, whether that's coming off the bench or starting, or just, being able to produce when you get in?
Well, any time that she wants me to come in the game or whatever she wants me to do, I'll do it. Like I love this team, and I just want to make a difference when I come in the game, whether it's starting or coming off the bench.
Now, you're from California. You wear
Yes.
number 24. Is that by design?
Yes. Loved Kobe. He was a great inspiration to me growing up. So I definitely want to make his number count, make a difference.
What would you just say, though, about really the influence that he had, not only on men's basketball, but on college women's basketball, the WNBA, being in attendance a lot of those professional women's basketball games? What would you just say about the influence that he had across all of basketball, men, women, boys, girls, just not only that, but also kind of just in life?
Yeah, Yeah, Kobe was definitely trying to push for a lot of changes within women's basketball as a whole, and he was teaching his daughter so many things, and it was just really inspiring to watch and see. And it kind of made me feel like we're more important than what other people see us as, especially from getting recognition from somebody as great in the game as he was. So.
What was your initial reaction when you heard the news about that on Sunday?
I was very sad. It's still really sad, obviously, but you know, crying. I was in shock. Like my teammate Britt, she sent out the text to our group chat. We couldn't believe it. It was crazy.